folks, welcome to another episode of Bushcraft and Fishing with a Pikey. Today I'm just going to be showing you how to make my favourite firelighters. Cheapest possible way. They're food safe, they smell nice, they're waterproof, and you know, the best sort of possible firelighter that I've come across. So yeah, I'll show you how to make them. And what we got is the makeup light pads removers. No, they're only thin. That's two of them there, but just these pads here, and they're £1 for 80. And you're going to want a candle. Now it's up to you what colour you want, what smell you want. This is like a strawberry and vanilla. You're going to want an old pan, just something the missus won't mind you mucking up, you know. But the actual wax itself doesn't damage it anyway, and also just some light tongs and that, just so we can handle the you know, the hot wax and that, so we can give it a dip. And I'll set you up on the side and I'll show you what we're going to do. First of all, I'm going to just get the gas on a low heat, stick your pan on just to get it start warming. And some people will say, you know, I'll cut the wax up, it helps it melt easier. Trying to cut a candle like this, I tell you what, all it does is make a fucking mess. So don't bother about trying to cut it up into little pieces to melt it. Just stick the bloody thing in your pan, and believe me, that'll melt perfectly alright. Just keep it on a nice low heat, and let that melt away. I'd get a door open maybe, just so you don't set any smoke alarms off, that sort of thing. But yeah, just on the lowest heat that you can, just save it flaring up, you know. And as you can see, that's not taking any sort of time. Already big chunk of the candle out there, so, you know. Right, I'll come back to you in a sec. Right, that candle's nearly done now. That's been taking about 2 minutes or so. Right, you know what to do. Also, I've got some grease-proof paper here as well. And literally just taking the tongs and just dip it on in. You want to give it about 5 seconds or so, you know, really make sure it's got soaked right into its pores. And then what we want to do is just leave it to drain off. And you want to wait until it's only really starts dripping, so you can just time the drips in between the pan and getting onto the greaseproof paper to save you getting all over the worktop and that. And that's about as much as you don't want too much of it in there, because you also need this to be fibrous as well, which I'll show you shortly. But yeah, just wait until it starts dripping, so you've got to drip every 1 or 2 seconds. Just take it over and lay it flat on your paper and just sort of push it down flat a little bit. And yeah, just carry on until you've soaked up all the wax that you've got. I reckon we're going to probably be able to make 15 or 20, we'll see what we can get. As I said, it's £1 for a pack of these and £1 for a candle, so we'll see how many firelighters we can make with this. And I'll just do another one. Tongs, give it a few seconds. Let it drain off. Just strip in 1, 2, 3 over onto the sheet, and then lay it down over here. All I'm doing is just laying them down, just give them a little pat, just so they flatten out a little bit if they're sticking up on the corners. And continue that until you've used up all your last little bit of remaining wax, and I'll come back to you in a sec. Right, once they've all started cooling down, I just like to chop them up about this size. This is about my favourite sort of size. This will get most fires going, even if you've got some damp sticks. You know, you can put a little nick in them, as I say, it helps it when you fold them to be able to tear it that little bit easier. You don't have to, but like that, they're completely sealed then, and they're waterproof, you know. they're not going to absorb any moisture or anything like that. So that is always going to start on you, even if you get, fall into a river or something like that. You pull that open, that's going to take a spark straight away, and you are going to have a fire, because like I say, that's going to burn for 5 minutes. And if if you've got a handful of these, once you've got one burning, it gets going, just chuck one on, chuck another one on, whatever, and then you've got 5 or 10 minutes burning, and you'll get most. I've got barbecue started with this, briquettes, charcoal, that sort of thing. So yeah, slightly damp sticks, and they will get most things burning. Right, I actually had enough to make 22. Well, 21 plus the one that I used to wipe my pan out as well, but that'll still be useful. Right, I'll just sit you down over here. Right. What I actually do is I cut these because you don't need a whole one. So what I usually do is cut these into 6. And that's pretty much all you need. All I do extra on these is I just put a little nick in the middle, right there, like that. And what I put a nick in there for is so we can use these, is you bend them in half like that, and that little nick there just helps you start it. So you've got a little something to just pull apart and expose all these fibres here. See if I can get my camera to focus. You'll see when you pull it apart, you're exposing all these little fluffy bits here. But until then, it's actually waterproof. Obviously, with it being wax, you can just dip these in water. You can soak them in overnight. That doesn't matter. And you just break them open, and that'll actually light with a spark. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. I'll take one of these out and show you. So yeah, we've got 22 out of that. We're going to cut each of them into 6. So you guys do the maths on how many firelighters we're going to get out of this for £2, Right, I'll set something up just so I can show you how good they light as well. This is just one little piece, not much bigger than a postage stamp, and that will burn for nearly 5 minutes. As I say, completely waterproof, smell really nice when they're in your bag. Food safe. It doesn't matter if your bag splits open and all your firelighters get in there with your firelighters get in there, and it's not going to contaminate your food or anything like that. So yeah, I'm just going to chop all these up into little bits now. Cut each of these into 6. Just put a little nick in the corner, bend them, split them open, expose the fibres, and you just see how easy they take a spark. So yeah, as I say, that's my favourite firelighter, and I'd recommend having a go. And for £2, you're going to have like 100 little firelighters there, aren't you? All right. So yeah, that's my version of doing firelighters. Hope it didn't bore you. Hope I wasn't telling you how to suck eggs. That's just how I do them. I think it was Julia Silversmith. She has trouble lighting a lot of fires and that. So yeah, give that a go. I know you've got your homemade cotton there, but yeah, try those cotton pads. I mean, for the sake of £1. And I've done it once before, and these are 80, so obviously I've still got a load left. And you can make as many as, obviously, however big your candle is or how much wax you got. But yeah, thanks for coming along with me. Just a simple fire lighting exercise, and you know, keep it pikey.